Hello traders, Doc here. In this video I want to analyze charts live and I want to dive deeper into the reasons of some of my decisions. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I also want to thank Funded Next for sponsoring this video. Also, I quickly want to let you know that I'm working on something very exciting. If you really want to learn why markets move the way they move and the story behind these moves, this will be for you. But more about that later. For now, you can join my Telegram channel and wait for the updates there. Okay, so this is 1 hour time frame and this is British pound US dollar pair. By looking at this pair here, we cannot see a clear structure. But what we can definitely notice here is that price formed this bullish trend. And we can see that when we connect all these higher lows with this bullish trend line. So as we can see, price formed these higher lows that can be connected with this bullish trend line. Eventually, we can see that price broke this bullish trend line and then formed this strong bullish move, but just to retest it. Now, it's not only that price retested this bullish trend line, but it also failed to break this resistance zone. Now we can say that it was a smart idea to sell here. Obviously, it's easy to say now, but we can see that price formed this impulsive bullish move to retest this trend line and also test this resistance zone. And that is something that you don't want to see when you want to enter a sell trade. When you want to enter a sell trade, you want to see slow bullish pullback and bulls that are losing the power. But here, they actually formed this strong bullish move. So it is not very safe idea to just sell here, but we can see that eventually bears took the control and pushed the price down to break this previous low. And also here we can see that price broke this previous low to form new lower low. Now looking at the stochastic RSI indicator, we don't have any buy or sell signals. Also here we can see these strong bearish candlesticks, but right now we can see the price from this very strong bullish candlestick. This is not easy to trade here, and right now I don't see good opportunity. But our plan can be to wait for the price to form some kind of a lower low and then to enter a sell trade. Because here, as I said, price failed to break this previous resistance. It formed a new lower low, and also we have this bullish trendline break. So there are some reasons to believe here that price will go down, but at this moment I will definitely not trade. Also we can check a daily time frame. And here on daily time frame, we will see that price formed this nice bearish move here. And when you look at this chart, it looks much cleaner than, for example, this period here. So we have nice and clean moves, definitely. And also we can see that price is retesting this significant zone that acted both as a resistance and support. Here we can see that price formed series of lower highs and also lower lows. It eventually broke this significant zone with this very impulsive bearish move, and right now we can say that price is retesting this significant zone. We also have stochastic RSI sell indication, and at the moment it is reasonable to expect bearish continuation. But remember, this is daily time frame and my trades are short-term trades. Basically, I'm a day trader and I aim for 20 to 30 pips. So this analysis here is not crucial for my entries, but it's good to check daily time frame to see if price is testing some major zones. In this case, yes, price is testing this significant zone and there is a solid chance to see bearish continuation. I said that it's not good to sell right now, but maybe if price forms some bearish pressure and new lower high, for example, there will be opportunities to look to sell. And now let's check 15-minute time frame to see what is happening there. On a 15-minute time frame, we can see that price formed this very aggressive bearish move today, and eventually this slower pullback that basically tested this previous low, and then price continued to go down. However, we can see that bullish pressure is very active right now, so obviously we don't really want to sell. Also, when we look at this move, we can definitely say that intensity of this move is very strong. So this is not slow bullish pullback, this is actually a very aggressive bullish pullback, and we don't want to sell right now. So what we want to wait for is to see that this bullish pressure is weakening and that bears are taking the control. And only then we can look for some opportunities to sell. But let me tell you that this is only one part of this analysis. The second and also very important part is analyzing index charts. And this is British pound index on 1 hour time frame. And what we have here is not very good structure to trade, but we can see the price from this strong bearish move today. Also we can see here this significant zone and price tested it. This zone acted as a support and also as a resistance and formed this very strong bullish candlestick. So is it reasonable to expect bearish move for British pound? So by looking at this chart, we can say that yes, it is reasonable to expect that, but also it's very important where to enter. Our entry point is very important, and this right here I don't think is good entry. So we can see here that price formed this very strong bullish move, and then eventually these bullish moves started to slow down. If you look at these bullish moves here, you will see that they lost intensity. First one was very aggressive, second one was also aggressive, but not as strong as this one, And also the third one here barely formed new higher high. Quickly after that, we can see that the price started to consolidate and then formed this very aggressive bearish candlestick. And basically here bears took the control and eventually pushed the price down. First we got this bullish pullback, but it was a very slow bullish pullback, and then we got this very strong bearish move. As I said, right now we can see bullish reaction to this significant zone, and this here is not a good place to enter a sell trade. Now this is 15-minute time frame, and here we can see that price formed this significant zone. Now maybe this zone here can act as a potential resistance again. And if that happens, that can be a good place to enter a sell trade. We can see here that stochastic RSI is giving us a sell signal, but as I said, we don't want to enter a sell trade right now because we have this very impulsive bullish move. So we need to wait for this bullish pressure to slow down, and maybe it will slow down here and test this zone. Again, if that happens, that can be a good place to look for the opportunity to enter a sell trade. So for now, this can be our plan, and we already said that it's okay to look to sell British pound US dollar. So what we need to do right now is to wait to see this bullish pressure weakening and that bears are taking the control. But again, this is just British pound. We also have to analyze US dollar because we are trading British pound US dollar. So both of these currencies are very important, not just one. So this is 1 hour time frame for US dollar index. And when we look this here, it's a mess. This is not good structure to trade, definitely. Now if you look closely, we will see that price is testing this significant zone. It acted as a resistance and support multiple times, and we also have this series of lower highs and lower lows. Price formed this very aggressive bearish move and eventually formed this bullish pullback that failed to break this significant zone. It actually reacted to it with this very aggressive bearish candlestick, but considering this behavior here, it is not really telling me that price will just continue to go down and form a new lower low. I think it's more likely to see bearish move, but this here is not good structure to trade. And we can easily see here new bullish move and maybe some bullish and bearish wick rejections and basically see consolidation. But now if you look at the 15-minute time frame, we will actually see that price is testing this zone here, and we also have stochastic RSI buy indication. So now based on 15-minute time frame analysis, is it reasonable to see bullish move? And we can say that yes, it is reasonable to see bullish move, but this here is definitely not a structure that we really want to trade. Anyway, yes, based on 15-minute time frame, it is possible to see bullish move, and for British pound analysis, we said that we want to see slow bullish move, bearish pressure, and then potentially look to sell. So if that happens for British pound and US dollar forms bullish move, then our plan for British pound US dollar can work. So now when we have all this information about British pound and US dollar, we can definitely align that with this analysis here, and we can say that our plan is to wait for this bullish pressure to slow down. Then we want to see nice bearish pressure, maybe some bearish engulfing candlestick formation or series of bearish wick rejections, and then we can look to enter a sell trade and catch potential bearish move. I just want to congratulate to the Funded Next for becoming the best prop firm of the year. They just won this award, and rightfully so, because this is definitely the best prop firm. And now US clients are also available to trade with Funded Next. So I just got this 200k funded account, two-step stellar account. As you can see, I didn't take any trades, but I will start soon, and hopefully I will be able to pass phase 1 and also phase 2, so that eventually I can become a funded trader and split up to 95% of my profits with Funded Next. As you can see here, this is two-step account, 200k, and this is the plan that I have. In the phase 1, my profit target is 8%, and in phase 2, my profit target is 5%. Maximum overall loss is 10%, and maximum daily loss is 5%. But that is okay because I take maximum 2 trades a day, and with Funded Next I risk only 1% per trade. However, you can also choose Stellar one-step account. As you can see here, rules a little bit different, but that is also the case for Stellar Light Challenge and for Stellar Instant accounts. With Stellar Instant you don't have any phases, but your maximum loss limit is 6% trailing stop loss. Here you can compare all the challenges and see the one that is the best for you. If you decide to trade with Funded Next, you can also use the link in the description and coupon code FXDOG for 120% withdrawal reward. Now for example, let's look at the Canadian dollar. And this is 15-minute time frame Canadian dollar index, and as we can see, we have absolutely nothing here. This structure here is not good to trade, these moves are not clean, there are many strong bullish and bearish candlesticks and also multiple bullish and bearish wick rejections without any structure here. The only clean move here was basically this move here, but to catch this move among this mess here, it is basically impossible. As soon as this clean move ended, price started to consolidate again, and now we again have these very massive moves. And when you see consolidation like this, with these bullish and bearish wick rejections, you want to avoid to trade this. Basically what we can see here is that buyers and sellers are agreeing to this price. So buyers are okay with this price here, and also sellers are okay with this price. They are willing to sell this Canadian dollar for the price that buyers are willing to pay. And they are agreeing on this price, and that's why we have this consolidation. It is safe to say that basically every pair that has Canadian dollar is not good to trade, with probably just one or two exceptions, and one of them is probably Canadian dollar Japanese yen. So now if you look at these other index charts, we will see that Swiss franc is going up with this very nice and clean bullish trend, and we can also say the Japanese yen is trending down with these nice bearish moves. So now when we know that Canadian dollar is consolidating and that Swiss franc is going up, it's safe to say that Swiss franc Canadian dollar pair is also going up. And it's also safe to say that Canadian dollar Japanese yen is going up because Japanese yen is very weak. And now let's check that. This is Canadian dollar Japanese yen 1 hour time frame, and just as expected, we can see here bullish move. So because Canadian dollar is consolidating and Japanese yen is weakening, this bullish move here is mostly the result of this Japanese yen weakness. So on 1 hour time frame, what we can see here is this uptrend, and then price started to consolidate. Price then broke this consolidation area and formed this very aggressive bullish move, but right now we can see that these bullish moves are very slow. So do we really want to enter here and catch this bullish trend, or we want to wait for the better price to wait for a slow bearish pullback? And for me the answer is very obvious. We want to wait for slow bearish pullback and ideally stochastic RSI buy indication. And only then we can look for the opportunities to buy and catch this bullish trend. Also right now we have stochastic RSI sell indication, so that is another reason why we don't really want to buy right now. And now let's check Canadian dollar Swiss franc, and we can see here that price formed this very strong bearish move, which is a result of very strong Swiss franc. If you zoom out, we will see that price formed this significant zone. It acted as a resistance here and here, and as a support here. Eventually price broke this zone, and right now what we want to see is bullish pullback. So if you look closely, we will see that price formed these bullish wick rejections, and we also have stochastic RSI buy indication. So do we really want to sell right now? The answer for me is absolutely no. We first want to wait for a pullback, and ideally that pullback will be a very slow pullback. Price will form a bearish reaction to this zone, and also we will have stochastic RSI sell indication. And if that happens, that will be a very good opportunity to look to sell this pair. But again, this will mostly depend on Swiss franc, because we saw the Swiss franc is very strong, not on Canadian dollar, because as we saw, Canadian dollar is just consolidating. So if Swiss franc goes down and forms a bearish pullback on Canadian dollar Swiss franc, we will see bullish move. So right now our plan for Swiss franc is to wait for the price to form slow bearish pullback, test this demand zone here, form a bullish reaction, and ideally we want to see stochastic RSI buy signal. Now if this happens, this will be a good place to buy Swiss franc, which also means that it will be a good time to sell Canadian dollar Swiss franc. So if these two plans align, that can definitely be a good opportunity. Of course, if this plan fails and price formed very aggressive bearish move and breaks this zone here, then our plan is not valid anymore and we will need new plan. At this moment, I think this is a very solid plan, and I will definitely look for this and potentially enter a sell trade on Canadian dollar Swiss franc. So now hopefully you can better understand my decisions and my analysis, and if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe so you can continue to make more. Thank you for watching, traders, and remember, trade healthy.